Hi there. We're in day 196 of our Through the New Testament in 1 year. We're finishing Acts 19 today. Remember yesterday, demonism was defeated, right? All the warlocks and wizards and magic necromancers and stuff, right? Followed Paul, and they gathered all their books, okay? Books worth millions of dollars, okay? 50,000 pieces of silver back then, which was millions today. And they burned them in the square, okay? Now it says there's a riot, so let's finish this up. When these events were over, burning the books and whatnot, Paul resolved in the spirit to pass through Macedonia and Achaia and go to Jerusalem. After I've been there, he said, I must see Rome as well. So after sending two of those who assisted him, Timothy and Erastus, to Macedonia, he himself stayed in Asia for a while. During that time, there was a major disturbance about the way, Jesus, right? For a person named Demetrius, a silversmith, who made silver shines to Artemis, providing a great deal of business for the craftsmen, right? Making false gods. When he had assembled them, as well as the workers engaged in this type of business, he said, Men, you know that our prosperity is derived from this business. You both see and hear that not only in Ephesus, but almost in all of Asia, this man, Paul, has persuaded and misled a considerable number of people by saying that gods made by hand are not gods. Well, they're not. So not only do we run a risk that our business may be discredited, but also that the temple of the great goddess Artemis may be despised and her magnificence come to the verge of ruin, the very one all of Asia and the world adore. When they heard this, they were filled with rage and began to cry out, Great is Artemis of the Ephesians. So the city was filled with confusion, and they rushed all together into the amphitheater, dragging along Gaius and Aristarchus, Macedonians who were Paul's traveling companions. Though Paul wanted to go in before the people, the disciples did not let him. Even some of the provincial officials in Asia who were his friends sent word to him, pleading with him not to take a chance by going into the amphitheater. Meanwhile, some were shouting one thing and some another, because the assembly was in confusion, and most of them did not know why they had come together. All right. Then some of the crowd gave Alexander advice, and the Jews pushed him to the front. So, motioning with his hand, Alexander wanted to make his defense to the people. But when they recognized that he was a Jew, a united cry went up from all of them for about 2 hours. Great is Artemis of the Ephesians. Right. Happening today, right? Right. However, when the city clerk had calmed the crowd down, he said, Men of Ephesus, what man is there who doesn't know that the city of the Ephesians is the temple guardian of the great Artemis and of the image that fell from heaven? Right. The only thing that fell from heaven was angels, right? Turned demons. Okay. Therefore, since these things are undeniable, you must keep calm and do not do anything rash. For if you have brought these men here who are not temple robbers or blasphemers of our goddess, so if Demetrius and the craftsmen who are with him have a case against anyone, the courts are in session and there are proconsuls. Let them bring charges against one another. But if you want something else, it must be decided in a legal assembly. In fact, we run a risk of being charged with rioting for what happened today, since there is no justification that we can give as a reason for this disorderly gathering. After saying this, he dismissed the assembly. Right. Now, the Romans did not take well to people rioting, not like today, right? They went in there with their armies and they put stop to it. So, and people went to prison, right? Or worse. So, there you go. Not going to give up their goddess easy, are they? We'll mark that as complete. What are we doing? Acts 20 tomorrow. Paul in Macedonia. All right. Short. Another short one tomorrow. So, there you go. That's day 196. Okay. Paul wasn't around. Okay. They didn't want anything to happen to Paul, so they said, don't go there. Just like, we tell people now, stay away from these protests, right? Because people are crazy. And many of them don't even know why they're there. They just want to scream, kill, steal, and destroy, right? Like it says. So, there you go. Catch up on any you may have missed and give us a like if you think about it. We'll continue tomorrow. See you then.